Hi everyone, and welcome to the best chat with me, Espen Haugen. And today we have our special guest, Brit Johanne Drageset from Norway, same place as me, a special friend, a special coach, and she has so many beautiful things to share always. So welcome, Brit. Good to see you here.
Thank you, and thank you for inviting me.
So welcome. We could have a conversation in Norwegian, but it's better for people to hear, here on the English side. So
Yeah, we'll do it in English.
so how are you today, Brit? Well, how are you been doing today?
Today is another good day. I I like to go kind of slow, just flow with whatever is happening. So I've been taking my grandchildren to school, and I've been doing some office work and some coaching, and went for a walk and had some nice meals. So that's my going through the day.
Sounds great, Brit. And I know you are very special with body code and emotion clearing in coaching. So can you tell me a little bit about it? Because I know for myself personally, doing it with you, and it is so good, and you're so good with that coaching. So can you tell me more a little bit about that, how it is working and how it feels for you to do those things?
Yeah, I'll have to go back to about almost 20 years when I discovered some. At first, I learned something that's called thought field therapy. And then shortly after, I ran into Be Set Free Fast. And then I realized there's a whole world of like energy therapies. And that I can see that the main, there's like a common thread. So what they do, most of them, as I see it anyway, is to release stuck emotions, blocked energies, and also to change beliefs. You know, how we see the world. What is my truth? If my truth is that I'm not good enough and I always have to do what other people tell me to do, if we have a lot of these beliefs, that is very different from owning your own space and really trusting in yourself. And so your life will be very different depending on your beliefs. So these therapies or these ways, these modalities, they can help you change the way you look at life to make it easier for you and better. So
It's
that started almost 20 years ago and I was so excited. That was like, yes, this is what I've been waiting for. Not waiting for, but wanting. So I've been asking before that I wanted to learn energy psychology, but I didn't know what that was. Or maybe I called it alternative psychology. I think that's what I called it. But I didn't know what that was. But then it came to me. So I've been working with that for many years. And then through Best Life, I've learned the life coaching and the technique that we use there called the freedom release method. So, and then last year, I took the training in emotion code and body code. And all these different modalities, the thing is centered on the same thing, that when we experience things, energies not necessarily get stuck, but we create blocks in our system so that we're experiencing resistance, or it could be illnesses, it could turn into physical illnesses and so on. So all these modalities help us release the stuck energy so that we can move forward and have a better life, to say
I
it
love that,
in a simple way.
and you're so
Yeah.
good at it too, Jen. And also what's so special, what I feel is it's like you don't have to know exactly what it is because you using your own energy, what is called like a pendle or something, but you're
Yeah.
just checking when.
Yeah.
so it's like it's just an energy thing. You can just go in and see where it is, and then release that energy, and then move forward. For myself, I would say it's so good. You know, always when I have those experience with you with this coaching, it's always feeling so much better in those area what we working with together.
Yeah, that's good.
And
And it's interesting because it's been moving, it's changing all the time, the way I use the tools. And lately, over this past year, there's been even more a focus on how would you like it to be? And then release whatever is preventing that, instead of going digging, oh, my childhood was so bad. Let's get rid of all the blocks that have come from my childhood, and so on and so on. So we don't really need to go into the history a lot. The thing is to find out what is troubling you right now, because we carry a lot of things that don't bother us. I mean, all the time we're experiencing things, getting impressions, going through stuff, but not everything is there as something that we need to treat or release or do something about. Only what's triggering us right now is what is good to work with and move through and move forward with. Yeah.
I love that what you share, Brit, and it's always allowing you to come into the place of alignment again, and then move forward with that. That's what I also feeling every time you move on, you release, and you feel, and you having those things coming up and change, and then you move on and just keep continuing being in the alignment, being
Yeah.
present and feeling good and better. And it's always so easy, I feel, also with this coaching. It's such a wonderful energy just come through, and then like, oh, and move on. Like you're not like a something I love. It's like you never look back when you finish. You always look forward,
Right.
and you continue that becoming of what you've been asking for, or feeling more of those things you've
Yeah.
been wondering about. And it's a wonderful energy comes through, and it's a beautiful experience. So I will I will recommend
That's
people
good.
who's here, who's not knowing Brit, if you want to have some body call with her, it's very, very special and unique. Very, very
Yeah.
good.
And it's really fun to combine. That's what makes it powerful too, to combine the freedom release method with some BSET free fast and the body code and emotion code, and really take the best from all of it and move with that. So, but you mentioned something, the testing. That's the way of connecting when doing this work. It's like, instead of us calling up now through this online feature that we're on, then we're connected, right? So we speak together and communicate together. And in working with the energy work, it's like dialing up. So if I work with someone, it's like calling them and connecting with their energy, and then testing. And it's not me finding things or doing things. It's really connecting to the energy of the
Mm,
person. And the person's energy is giving the answers. And the
mm.
person itself, himself or herself, they are the ones doing the work. I'm just there as a guide, or yeah, as a guide, basically. So it's not me doing it.
I love that, Brit. And that's what I also feel when you always feel so good, present, and always the energy connecting so good in the body. And then you just feel that energy just move on and increases in the body. It's like vibration gets higher naturally, and it's like what you say you don't doing, but just being yourself, being in your own alignment when you do it, and then move on. It's like I love it, because like a coach, you don't want to go back and fix everything, because there is nothing to fix, but find your own
Right,
alignment, like find the energy that comes through, and then move on from there, and
right,
move on, and becoming more of that desire you have or whatever, but feeling ease and gentle through that as well. And
right.
so
Yeah, I was at a conference where different energy workers were sharing their experience of their own method that they were using and examples of how it was working. And I could see that it the enthusiasm, the fire of loving what they're doing, that's like, I think that's the most important, to really enjoy. That's what I feel anyway when I'm working. I love doing it and I'm excited, and it's like it's a passion. So it's very nice to be able to live my passion like I do. I'm very appreciative of that.
That's so good. Thanks a lot, Brie, for sharing that. And so, how are you starting your day? In the morning, and how is your day looks like?
That's
Would
also,
you
I
like?
will go back a little bit, because before I quit the job I had, that was like a regular daytime job. I was looking forward to being able to spend more time in bed before I got up and just, you know, not meditate, but let things flow, think about the day coming and so on. So that's what I do. I like to spend some time. And I do a few exercises, with my body before I get out of bed. And then I have a
You're a
couple of,
quite. You're. Oh, sorry.
yeah, no, go ahead.
I was just like, you're quite a really good dancer. I know. You like. I've seen you dancing, and you're really good at that. So that's something
Oh, thank
also.
you.
I know it's special to you. We've been speaking, and tell me about the dancing, and what you love about that, and how long have you been
Yeah.
doing that?
I remember crying when I was 5 years old because I wasn't allowed to go to the dancing school where my brother was going. So they let me go, and that was the beginning, I guess. And I've loved dancing and moving rhythms. I think I could have been a drummer if I had thought about it earlier. I would have enjoyed that. So rhythms and movements, and yeah, being in a theater group where we were learning more about how to move our whole body and not just wave our arms and stuff. So I just find that, yeah, I love dancing. And also I was doing massage for many years, and also the coaching. It's like a dance. It's like we're moving the energies, back and forth. And so it's this, I like the softness. I like using my hands also, but just this being able to move. I like walking, hiking, moving my body. So yeah, I enjoy that.
So you're having beautiful mountains there. I've been seeing the pictures. I've not been able to come visit you yet, but I will for sure one
Good, good,
day.
good. Yeah.
and and tell me about your home place. How is it to live there, and what do you like to do there? What is the fun part there? Then feel good story
Yeah,
in
the
your home
feel
place.
good about this village. There's about 600 people, and my grandparents on my father's side came from here, and my mother was born in one village and my father in the other. So I have a lot of relatives, distant, more or less distant, in this village. But being among mountains and the fjord, glacier, wood, and hiking, I can just leave the house and go up in the mountains, without driving or anything. And it's super nice. And I don't have a lot of like close friends, but I have family living upstairs, my daughter and her husband and 3 children. So it's wonderful to be a grandma and to have these 4, 6, and 8-year-old children so close and experience being with them. And we support each other. I help them and they help me, and it's very nice. And then everything is close. Can walk 10 minutes to the school and to the store, this one store that we have. And so I really enjoyed the living in a small village, and at the same time being able to do the things we are doing with Best Life, and the coaching, being online and meeting across the world. It's fantastic to have this, on one side, small, calm, quiet, enjoyable everyday life, and then at the same time part of the day being out in the world with you and many others. It's really nice. So thank you, technology, for making this possible.
I love that, Brit, you share, and thanks a lot. And you got a lot of time also to. We had three grandchildren, 4, 6, and 8, to play with them and have fun and
Yeah,
enjoying time
yeah,
with them. And
yeah,
this is so
yeah. It's
beautiful.
super
And you're
nice.
at small places, and you, like you said, you have that space and free, and it's such a wonderful place as well to stay for
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah, and I have. This is a place that I inherited from my parents. So they had planted a garden, and there's fruit trees and berries and lawns, and So I enjoy just keeping it up, and taking care of it. Gives me a lot of pleasure and joy.
And you also been living in America before, right? Or was it that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
lived 8, 9 years. Half of it in Alaska, in Cordova, and half of it on Maui, Hawaii. So that was very good for me to be in a different environment. I've always enjoyed meeting people from different places and doing new things. So that was really nice to be able to, yeah, experience those places too. I enjoyed that. And realizing that the main thing is not where I live, but what I do with my life, wherever I am. And
Mm.
feeling at home wherever. Home is like here. So as long as I do what feels good, then everything is okay. Not
That
that
is so
life has
nice.
been super easy the whole time. I mean, I've been learning the last few years how things really, the mechanisms, of what we send out comes back. But I've sort of known some of these things. I can look back and see that, yes, I've been living some of these theories, or what do you call it? The laws that govern us. I've been living them naturally without really having learned it somehow. Part of the time, anyway.
So
Yeah,
many wonderful things, but that's also, like you say, we're having the contrast, but like I like you doing with the coaching. It's like, and we've been learning through and expanding. We know it's all alignment, and it's always available or present. Energy
yeah,
is always available. So tell me more about the experience for being in Best Life, and the experience with Best Life since you get in since you come get a part of
yeah.
Best Life.
That has been a really wonderful thing for me in many ways. It's one thing is to learn the coaching that I got, and being able that expand in my world, to be able to connect with people through coaching, but also the whole, yeah, Best Life has, things change throughout, the focus changes, and I really enjoy the people and having this network, being part of this network that has this focus on empowering and growth. I've always been always wanted the personal growth, that's been like to learn new things, to expand. And the spiritual world has always been very fascinating for me. So it's like in Best Life, there's a lot of both activities and connections that I appreciate so much. And it's part of my daily life with every things that go on every day, classes and calls and meetings and whatever, and the friendships that develop. So it is a very big part of my life, important one.
So you're also having the Norwegian workshop as well for Norwegian people here and for people around here in North around. You have Sweden
Yeah.
and uh, and that class we've been have for a while. You've been have for a while. So how do you feel about that? Because it's so good. We always speak English but then we have a Norwegian workshop where we can speak Norwegian
Yeah,
and
yeah,
so
yeah, I really enjoy those, and it's a fairly small group right now, people that join, and so we get to know each other, and there's a lot of they have a lot of interesting insights and experiences that they share. So to me, the idea now has been to share. We've been working out from the book Ask and It's Given, and sometimes we use the book, sometimes it's just flowing because people have their experiences and interesting things that they bring in, and it's like a lot of laughter and fun, and so it's I have the impression that people like it because coming together with like-minded people is not all necessarily what you do every day, in your life. A lot of people miss that part. So this hour has become very special for those of us who are there. Yeah.
it is so good, Brit, and always like you say to come together and communicate with people like in best life and having
Mm,
this kind of we know not only talk about but we feel our own alignment and speak through our own alignment and that
yeah.
flow, that energy isn't how do it's like for myself, to be a part of it is it's so easy to be in a space of feeling good. And
Yeah.
how is it for you then? Because it's like you're having new knowledge, new information, but it's always moving forward. It's always a moving forward energy,
Yeah.
and new downloads and new aha moments and new things coming up, and it's so wonderful. And with all of that,
Yeah. Yeah. I love this, the focus that we have now on Abraham and those teachings and how we expand and yeah, learn about that. And it's like my life is this I don't know, maybe we can see it as a path that is being, or a wall. You have a wall that you want to paint and you have to sand it down and make it smooth and easy, and it's almost that's an image that came to me now. That's in a way what I do with my I feel I'm doing. we Life is moving forward and it's flowing, and sometimes you bump into something and you kind of smooth it out somehow so that you can flow on. That's what I feel we're doing.
it's so good. So
Yeah.
and Preet, so what do you because I'm the Abraham Hicks. So tell me about Abraham Hicks for you, like how that energy and how those things you've been reading have changed your life, or just like expanding on that material, something about that you want to share, or
Yeah, I find that their teaching is seen to be very pure to me. They're very aligned with my previous big framework of belief and thinking. So I'm very grateful because there's like the practical examples. You come down to how you can really work with this in your everyday life to make changes where you want to make changes to it, or moving forward. So I very much enjoy having these tools that Abraham brings us, and the understanding of how energy works and how creation works, and how this aligning with our inner being, and then how resistance can be in the way for us to receive what actually has been created already, and yeah, to learn the details and to live it more and more, this alignment, get closer, yeah, more and more. And then sometimes we fall out, or we get away from it, and that's good because then we see. Otherwise, we wouldn't know what alignment was if we weren't unaligned, disaligned. If we're not aligned, we wouldn't know what alignment was. So we need this contrast.
I love that, Brit, and like you share, it's like you have those tools and you have those things from Abraham and so many beautiful tools for coming into an alignment. So, what tool do you love, being and using in from the Abraham that you are aware of around? You've been learning from her,
Yeah, it's
from Espen.
most of all the understanding of energies, how they, and our thoughts and our emotions, how it all works. And to me, the just calming down, just refocusing, breathing, going out for a walk. Maybe these are not specific Abraham tools, but those are helping me. And to do focus on everyday tasks. If I feel uneasy about something, I can just go and do the dishes or clean a bit or clear stuff, do something else that gets my mind off of what I'm doing. So to learn to refocus on something that is not related to a difficult issue, maybe to focus on something else that makes me feel good. That is excellent, excellent way of moving away from a strong momentum in a negative direction.
I love that. So it's just finding something easy and that feels good, and then refocus you and it's so inspirational and it's so wonderful because what I feel for also for everyone in Best Out, everyone have their story and having the differences and like you have those different tools, but everyone follow their own guidance and feeling
Yeah.
what feels best for you. And like your story now with you just dishes and do something else, and when you refocus and come in and find the alignment, then it's like it's all good and you move on. And I love what you share with the Abraham, because it's really about to just find your own, who you truly are, your alignment, and knowing that it's always there and it's never gone, it's never going anywhere.
Right.
It's always a energy inside of you that's supporting you, uplifting you, and giving you the best all the time.
Yeah. That is super important, Espen, to know and to trust that it's not that we lose the connection, it's just that it's a bit shady. I like this image of the lamp. It's a lighted lamp doesn't necessarily shine because it can be covered with dirt. Like the car headlights of the car, they can be totally covered, so you don't really see anything, but the lights are still shining. So our soul or our inner being is there always, and it's up to us to wipe the dirt off somehow, so we can connect with the
I love
light
that.
or see it. Yeah.
That is such a great metaphor. I love that, and you just like, because it's always light there, and you can always come into that place, and that's just like, it's for me when you say it, it's like you never miss it. It's always light there. So when you just like do a little bit and like, oh, there, that's like you refocus and changing and coming into a place for feeling a little bit better, then the light will shine more.
Right. And it's not it's not like a catastrophe that your light is covered. You just clean it, right? You don't have to beat yourself up because it's dirty. You can just clean it. So
oh, that's the refocus. You just say, oh, there's some dirt, and then you just like, and then you go, okay, so all good, light is here, I'm moving on. So I like that was so cool. So good, Brit.
This was nice chatting with you.
I so appreciate it, and I always appreciate having the conversation with you. I always appreciate of all. We say, will you help me too with this body code? Been so helpful, and you're always so having the kindness and beautiful energy and beautiful alignment and, and, and inspiration for me and for everyone in Best Life. And thanks for everything you share, Brit. And I'm very,
Yeah.
very appreciate that we are connected and we know each other, and we've been connected long before as well. Back in,
Yeah.
I think it was 2014, 13. We was in a
13
group
maybe. Yeah.
working.
Yeah. So it's been a while. I have so much enjoyed this connection with you too. I'm still doing it, still enjoying it a lot. So thank you, Espen, for being who you are.
Thank you.
Very
It's so good to have
inspirational.
you here, and it's so nice to have a conversation when I'm hearing your story. And I'm pretty sure everyone who's listening here feel your alignment, feel our alignment. So it's good. It's
All
good
right.
to have those conversations.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Brit. So I will wish you a very best of the day and for the rest of the week. And definitely we will be uh, chatting again in a class
Yeah.
or something in
Yeah.
Best Life.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but it's so good to
Yeah.
have those. This. Thank you for coming in to this interview and share your story.
Thank you,
So
Espen, for letting me, and happy days to you. We'll be
happy
in
days,
touch.
and all of you guys who's listening, thank you so much for being here. I love you so much, and happy day, and see you tomorrow.
Bye bye.
Bye.